Hello and good evening. Welcome to this evening's news bulletin on Goa 365 with me, Marsha D'Souza. The stories that made headlines today. Torrential rains batter the state during the last 24 hours. 2 succumbed to road accident injuries. Now for the news in detail. The Union Minister of State for Food Processing Industries, Mr. Subodh Kant Sahai, recently announced Rs 50 crore assistance for setting up a mega food park in the state and Rs 15 crores for the modernization of abattoirs in the state.
Consists of practically all the schemes which his ministry has, right from identification of mega food park for the state of Goa, where we can get an assistance up to 50 crores, modernization of Goa Meat Complex, where we can get an assistance of 15 crores.
Briefing media persons following the conference of food processing investors, the Chief Minister Mr. Digambar Kamath informed that the state would get an additional 15 lakhs assistance for setting up 2 food promotion training centers in the state.
1 food testing laboratory in the state of Goa, totally with 100% assistance from the Ministry of Food Processing. Identification of 2 food promotion training centers where we can get assistance up to 15 lakhs each.
The state would also receive an assistance of Rs 10 crores for setting up cold chain projects for marine processing industries in the state.
Identification of 1 cold chain project for marine processing, where assistance we can get is up to 10 crores.
The Union Ministry for Food Processing Industries also announced Rs 75 lakhs for educational institutes starting a food technologies course in their college.
A course on food technology in university or the colleges, they have assured us assistance up to Rs 75 lakhs. Local boys for this type of courses. So in any college which starts such type of courses, even university which starts, they have assured us a financial assistance of 75 lakhs.
To boost the Goan Fenny industry in the state, Mr. Kant announced a special package for the upgradation of the existing units in the state.
I am 25%, maximum 50 lakhs. I am ready to assist the entire industry, every industry, not every, whoever come forward. 50 lakhs maximum, 50, for setting of industry. And 25% of them. It's a not rural, but it's a domestic industry, I think. It's a more like a domestic.
It is almost like a domestic industry.
So I want to give them some assistance so they can improve.
Further speaking, he stated that setting up 1 food park in Goa would attract an investment of around Rs 500 crores in the state.
Food park will give you more than 400-500 crores of investment. And because it's a spread, it's a loose, it's not only a industrial area cluster, but a loose also will be linked with that, because land is a big issue. That's why we don't want to go for a 100-200 acre land oriented, but scattered also we are considering as a part of the food park.
And to entice the foodies around the state, the Minister for Food Processing announced that the ministry would facilitate the development of 2 food streets, 1 in each district, whereby certain designated areas would have kiosks selling various delicacies.
The common man, by giving us support for the development of 1 food street linked tourism, 1 in North Goa district, 1 in South Goa district. That food which is available on the street should be of good quality. So that they don't mind even financing some schemes under which we can finance the fruit vendors to bring an improvement in their, whether it is a gada, whether it is a this, in the quality of the food.
Torrential rains bring in its wake damage and destruction, and with the state witnessing an unceasing heavy downpour in the last few days, accidents, floods and uprooted trees kept the fire brigade and the police busy all through Sunday. The heavy rains, accompanied by gusty winds that continued to lash the state for the 5th day in succession, resulted in the water level of rivers rising
thus forcing authorities to order an evacuation of the people in Keri village of Satri Taluka and the low-lying areas of Sankheli and Bicholi. Health Minister Vishwajit Rani visited the flood-affected areas and was seen making arrangements and also giving instructions to officials involved in the relief efforts. Rajesh Patnekar, MLA of Bicholi, said that the government, in conjunction with the local bodies, is trying hard to deal with the problem and spoke about the steps being taken to minimize the effect of the floods, which has been a regular monsoonal feature in Bicholi over the last 3 years.
या 3-4 वर्सां कंटिन्युअस हांगा पूर येवपाक लागलेलो आसा म्हणून सरकारान एक 9 कोटीची योजना तयार केलेली आसा म्हणजे आशा आसली की ह्या पावसा पयलीं ती काम सुरू जातलें म्हणून पण काही सँक्शन करपाक ताका जास्त वेळ लागल्या कारणान आणि 7 कोटी वयरची सँक्शन करपाची पावर गोवा गव्हर्मेंटान असल्या कारणान गोवा गव्हर्मेंटान एप्रूव करून सेंट्रल गव्हर्मेंटाची त्या एका प्रोजेक्टाक एप्रूवल मेळपा खातीर फायल आयज दिल्ली गेलेली आसा तो जर प्रोजेक्ट सँक्शन जावन येयलो तर म्हाका दिसता पावसा नंतर जे काम सुरू जातलें भितून जवळ जवळ 75% सुरक्षेची हमी जी आसा जे पुराचे जो धोको जो आसा उदका धोको आसा तो टाळपाची त्या प्रोजेक्टान आमकां तरी आशा की त्या प्रोजेक्टान आमकां यश मेळटलें.
Following his visit to the flood-affected areas, Chairperson of the Bicholi Municipal Council, Satish Gaonkar, appealed to the people to take necessary precautions as it was not possible for the government to look into all matters.
आमकां लॉस जाल्या उपरांत गव्हर्मेंट कंपेन्सेशन मेळटलें म्हणून जे प्रत्येक व्यक्तीक म्हणटा ते गव्हर्मेंटान तशें कंपेन्सेशन दिवंक शकना आनी ताका लागून प्रत्येकान आपल्या जो वेपार आहा पळय त्या वेपाराचो आपलो आनी प्रत्येक आपल्या कुटुंबाचो जेची घरां थोडी न्हंयचे लागीं आहा पळय तांच्यांनी आपले खंय तरी हस्तांतरण करचें.
Speaking to Goa 365, an anxious citizen from Bicholi spoke about the measures that could prevent the effects of the flood.
ना जाल्यार न्हंय तरी खोलोवन दिवपा जाय आसली आमकां कमीत कमी 4 मीटर तरी खोलोवंकूच जाय न्हंय ती ना जाल्यार हे पाणयाचे प्रॉब्लेम सॉल्व जावपाचे ना. अंदू पळय जे खोलयलां ते एक वेतभर खोलयलां हेंच्यांनी कांयच फायदो ना जावंक तेजो हें आसा तशें पाणी येताय पळय आनी हो जो व्हाळ आसा हो व्हाळांतून वयर सरता ह्या घरान त्या घरान सगळ्या घरांनी आमच्या घरांनी पाणी पावता.
Like in the previous years, this year too, people staying in Kareban, Margaon were evacuated and shifted to Fatorda Stadium due to the flooding experienced in the city. Lakhs of rupees worth of property was damaged due to the incessant rains as flood waters entered homes too, thus putting residents to enormous hardships. Roads and houses in parts of Korlim in Tiswari Taluka were also seen flooded due to the pouring rain that lashed the state over the weekend.
Parts of the Panjim-Ponda highway were inundated with water, making vehicular movement along the road difficult. The PWD, which is responsible for the maintenance of roads in the state, paid scant attention to the waterlogging witnessed along the main highway as nobody from the department was observed working at the site to release the water that had accumulated since the night.
The rains were also the cause of 2 separate accidents reported by the Old Goa police that resulted in untimely death of 2 individuals.
Hemant Saini, a native of Punjab, succumbed to injuries he sustained when the Tata Indica vehicle bearing registration number GA01F3751 he was in collided with a Karnataka state transport bus with registration number KA34F626 that was on its way from Ponda to Panjim. The accident occurred in the wee hours of Sunday morning along the Panjim-Ponda Kadamba bypass highway.
In another accident that took place in Dulapi yesterday afternoon, Milind Patankar, a 35-year-old resident of Old Goa and a native of Pune, passed away when a Qualis bearing registration number GA07C1018 rammed into this Maruti 800 bearing registration number GA01S0084 on the Panjim-Ponda highway.